Good morning, everybody. This is Alma Love Books. I'm your host, Alma, and welcome to my reading corner. Today, I am going to be doing a book tag that was created by dear Hannah over at the Dyslexic Reader. I will link her channel down below, guys. You gotta check her out. She's absolutely fantastic. I love her tea talks on Sundays. I love her mug collection. Oh my goodness, I kind of want it myself. So I'm excited to have been tagged in this video. It's, I think, the second time I've been tagged in a book tag. So all of the other book tags that I've done, or most of the other book tags I've done, I have only just kind of decided to do. This one and the Back to School 2.0, I was tagged in that one as well. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, so this one is the Bangles book tag. And I have my handy dandy notebook. I love it. Elephant. With the questions on it. And so the Bangles are a band that started in the 80s. And for anybody who has been living under a rock for the past, 30 or so years, they are the singers of Walk Like an Egyptian and Manic Monday and Hero Takes a Fall. Anyway, so what Hannah did, she compiled her favorite songs by the Bangles and she put questions to them. I have a Steve coming in my room. Steve's my cat. Anyway, so let's get started with the questions, and I hope my answers are good enough. Alright, so the first question is Eternal Flame. So, a book you will never lose passion for. And this one I picked a new read because, let's face it, I always talk about Flowers in the Attic and how I will never lose passion for anything early V.C. Andrews. So, Flowers in the Attic, My Sweet Audrina. We're going to set those ones aside. The one I'm going to pick this time is going to be Moxie, because it's a voice that needs to be heard, and I think that everybody should read Moxie. I'm not going to lose passion for the theme of this book, therefore I'm not going to lose passion for this book. Second, Manic Monday. Okay, guys, this one is my personal favorite Bangles song because my friend and I, when we were itty bitty, like 11, 12, we would dance around her bedroom and drive her brother absolutely nuts with this song. We'd just constantly be singing Manic Monday all over the place. It was like you didn't go anywhere without breaking into this song. And the question for this song is, what book helped you zone out in life, or when life was manic? Okay, backstory, because I'm good at backstories. When Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows first came out, like its release date, I got a phone call from my mother saying that my grandmother had passed away. I was very, very, very close to my grandmother. And so when I went to the bookstore, because I was in another town completely, like I was in Alberta when my grandmother passed away here in BC. I went to the bookstore with my friend and I saw a copy of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. It had come out. She had bought her advance copy, said there was no way in hell I was going to get a copy because it was going to be sold out. Anyway, there was a big bin and I bought Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. And I read it mainly to escape. I actually had no intentions of buying the Deathly Hallows because by this time I was over Harry Potter in a sense. I know that's a blasphemous thing to say here on BookTube, but I couldn't. So I picked it up. I don't really remember much of what happened in the book. All I know is it took me somewhere that I needed to be in order to not be where I was. So that's my answer. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Number 3, Walk Like an Egyptian. What book took you to a country that you have never visited? Now, Hannah had said that she wanted this to be a real place and not a fictional place. So no Narnia or Hogwarts. So in that regard, I picked the Pillow Book of the Flower Samurai. It took me back to, I think it was 18th century Japan. And I loved the story behind it. It took you all over Japan, basically, from a small mountain village to Edo to the village of misfits to just all over. And it painted the scenery beautifully. I strongly recommend the Pillow Book of the Flower Samurai for anybody who doesn't need a happy ending. Because, spoiler alert, and they give this away in the first chapter, the main character dies in the end. Alright. So, in your room, what book series is your guilty pleasure? I admit it, I am a Darwin Awards fan. For those who don't know what Darwin Awards are, they are a collection of short stories about stupid things people have done to eliminate themselves from the populace or limit their gene pool, basically. Darwin was a scientist who, he was big on natural selection. So that was his whole thing. And the Darwin Awards, they're just a bunch of short stories about stupid ways people have died or people have injured themselves. And it's a guilty pleasure read because it is basically slapstick comedy in a book. And it's just... Hero takes a fall. Which hero do you wish didn't succeed? Okay, now, this one took me a while to figure out, and please hear my answer before you go and decide to give me a public lynching for this one. It's a children's book. So hear my explanation before you decide to, take to the gallows with me. The Lorax. Now, in my interpretation of the Lorax, the Onceler is the hero. But if the hero hadn't succeeded, or if the Onceler hadn't succeeded in manufacturing his Sneed and, biggering his company and all of this jazzy stuff, he never would have needed the intervention that he needed. So his financial and economic success blew nature out the water. And it didn't matter to him. And I think that type of success is wrong. And so, in that regard, I really hoped that the Onceler hadn't succeeded in, his financial endeavors. But he did reconcile and learn his lesson in the end. And it wasn't him who fixed his issue. It was some random kid. We'll call him Ted because in the movie he's Ted. Some random kid wanting to know about a tree. And so anyway. So there's my explanation. Take it, leave it. I don't care. It took me a long time to come up with that one. Hazy Shade of Winter. Which cozy book puts you in a good mood? I'm going to have to go with Practical Magic. I am a sucker for Sally and Owens and Gillian Owens. I loved the movie when I was younger. I watched it nonstop all the time. I didn't find out until that it was a book adaptation because, reading the credits was not my forte back then. Until I was in my mid-20s. I read it. I fell in love with the book. I know this book gets a lot of mixed reviews because people compare it to the movie way too often. It's definitely one of those ones that you have to read the book first, because the movie is nothing like the book. The movie is action-oriented. The book is not. The book is more psychological. It's like, okay, are they not? What's going on? What knowledge are they imparting? What are they, Anyway, so book first, movie second, although I love both. I do. Alright. And last but not least is following. What book deserves more love on BookTube? And this one, I'm going with The Rules of Magic, which, is a newly released prequel to Practical Magic. Haha, it's the ants story instead of Jillian and Sally. It's all about Jet and Franny and Vincent, but you'll get into that when you actually read the book. I seriously recommend it, guys, because it's a softer read, yes, but it's an emotional read. It's, they're afraid to fall in love because of the curse Maria put on the family accidentally, and I love it. Love it, guys. But I'm a big magic fan, so that is the Bangles book tag. And again, I'm going to tag our dear Rocky over at A Blonde with a Book. And I don't know who else to tag, so I'm just going to say, hey, anybody who wants to check it out, guys, you got to check out Hannah's original video, because seriously, she is amazing, and honestly, I love her. So, alright, that is it. That is all. Have a lovely November 9th. Oh, God, it's November 9th. Have a lovely November. Bye, people.